Okay, hello, welcome. Sorry, I'm not going to be talking much because I'm still pretty unwell, but this is the Shadow of War demo. It is a super rare version of Shadow of War. In fact, I can guarantee that 99% of people out there had never even played it, probably never even heard of it. The reason being is this was released a year and a half after the game was actually released itself. They released it once the loot boxes had been removed from the game to try to make it up with their clients, with us, with the people. I'm not really sorry, my head's a bit fuzzy still. Anyway, it has a really unique cutscene in it as well, which I'm actually going to let play. Part of this cutscene was used on their YouTube channel for the demo of Shadow of War. However, there are scenes in this cutscene that are nowhere else in the game, so this cutscene is unique to the demo, and I don't know why. But we'll watch that out, we'll play the run. It should be under 20 minutes, roughly about 20 minutes if we have really bad RNG. But let us go in 3, 2, 1. Sorry, 3, 2, 1, go.
G'day, Bruce the Chopper here. Middle-earth Shadow of War is an epic third-person open-world action RPG and the follow-up to the award-winning Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. But if you didn't play that one, you silly goose, here's the bits you need to know. There's a fella called the Dark Lord, Sauron to his mates, the most powerful bloke around. He meant to conquer all Middle-earth with his army of orcs. But some folk tried to stop him and he didn't much like that, so he killed one, named Italian.
What?
That bloke? Oh, that bloke's you. Tricky bit is, Talion didn't stay killed. See, there's this elf lord who died ages ago, and he's got history with Sauron. Something about some rings. The elf keeps Talion from carking it, Talion gives the elf a body to live in, and together, they become the Bright Lord. That's bright as in glowy, not smart.
He taunts us.
I know, Talion.
So the Bright Lord is going up against the Dark Lord, and what better way to take down the Lord of the Rings than with a ring of your own? What could possibly go wrong? There's heaps more I wish I could show you, but all this has got me itching to go rip out a few spines. There's nothing sweeter than victory, is there? See you soon.
Alright, so that's basically the cutscene. If you want to cut that out, that saves about a minute 40 from the run itself. I highly recommend playing it, but hey, I'm not running ASM, you guys are, so... Anyway, we speed through here. This is actually from the main game, this bit. It's in a different zone for some reason. Don't know why, but hey, it's pretty cool. So those three guys actually appear on the very first mission in a completely different zone in the main game. So here we're just going to blaze through. And one of the interesting things about this demo, and actually kind of why I'm enjoying playing it, is when we enter this zone in the actual speedrun, we are level 12. However, as it's a demo, they put us to the level they actually expect you to be here. So we are level 20, which makes this section, which, by the way, this section is really just a snippet of the worst RNG in the game. But being level 20, it basically removes 90% of that RNG, which is fantastic. Alright. So we have to capture our first captain here. We immediately do that nice and easy. The game is fairly linear on that part. He's always there. We're going to grab a few talents. We're going to grab this for ease of use, this for a glitch. We're going to grab this for movement. I'll explain all these a little bit better when I'm not as unwell. We're going to go into our inventory. We have to look at our sword for some reason. Unlock this slot. Insert this gem. And let the game load for a second before going to the map view and fast traveling. Pressing the wrong button there, I pressed 2 instead of space, so we get an extra cutscene here, but hey, that's like 2 seconds. And now we have to understand what the demo is trying to tell us, and we're basically here to take over a fort in the demo. This is about an hour and It's about somewhere between 45 and an hour into the run, depending on how your RNG is going. Usually in the game, but we're going to go straight here. One thing I did forget to do, because I've got foggy brain at the moment, is we want to target the war chief, whoever has more bodyguards, because we want to have the best available shot at having multiple orcs we can take. So essentially what we're doing here is we're trying to get 3 orcs on our side. We have 1, we need 2 more to actually progress the mission, essentially. Now at any point, Bruce can show up and, right now, for example, and completely remove control from us to give us a tutorial. And we have to go through 3 of these tutorials before we unlock the final mission.
I mean, I don't. Well, obviously. If it ever got to the point where I needed a hand on the battlefield, I'd cut my own throat. But you...
Sorry, I had to cut the audio there because I'm coughing a lot still.
No shame in it.
So the game is giving us a tutorial on bodyguards, and then we can keep going on this mission. And we can summon our bodyguard. We're never going to do that because the bodyguards can actually die, which we really don't want. That one. That's good. He doesn't have a shield. That's good RNG. So I'm going to try to perform a glitch here. The problem is I need to make sure that the orcs don't know where I am. I don't care if they sound an alarm, but they need to not know where I am. So there's still 1. Yep, we're okay. We're in the clear now. So now we're going to wait for this guy. We're going to land on his back, performing a... Right, he's got Death Defy.
I bet in Gondor they think you're tough.
So that should terrify him. Unfortunately, he has Death Defying, so instead it just triggers his Death Defying at full HP. Still a weird glitch. Unfortunately, he's enraged now. That's really bad.
This is your idea of an invitation.
Sorry, I didn't hit the mute button there.
We're going to carve you up and feed you to the Karagors.
I love the screamy orcs. Alright, so I'm actually going to hopefully grab this Karagor here. Nope, it died. There's another Karagor over here. Let's hope I can get to it. That was weird. Thanks, Karagor. Alright, so we're going to try to perform a Karagor donk here. There we go. Instant kill on the War Chief. Now this will trigger a interaction where most of his guards should terrify. Hopefully all of them, but if not all of them, then at least most of them. Okay, him we don't care about too bad. Him we want. So we've got to go for orcs that are our level. We're going to send him back, so that's 2. We need 1 more orc to complete the mission, and it's going to be this guy. He didn't terrify, but that's okay. We can just get him down like normal. Should. Oh, really? Enraged by everything. Okay, sure. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to climb up here. Apologies for the coughing again. Doing that exactly well. And we're just going to let him... Oh, freaking Bruce. Okay, that's bad because that guy may actually flee, but that's okay. Hey, this is a good example of bad RNG.
Needs orders to follow. And I'll tell you what's always a popular one. Murder.
So that guy's most likely going to flee, and we're going to have to hunt him down again. But that's okay. No problems at all. Still plenty of time.
At the same time. And remember to keep the target's weaknesses in mind. If he's terrified.
So again, this is just tutorial land for Shadow War.
With a fire weapon. Oh, that's proper music.
Strange pop-up that is there. Okay, Bruce, just walk into the wall a bit. Let's Sure, go ambush that guy we don't know anything about. Alright, so he's enraged by everything. Oh, he's retreating. Okay. There we go. So that's our 3 captains now. I love screamers as well. I love deranged orcs. So they're my favourites, so it's good to show one of those off. Alright, so now we actually just have to run. We could fast travel here, but we're waiting for Bruce to show up a 3rd time anyway, and he won't talk to us unless we're actually on the ground, so we may as well just run to the next objective anyway. So here's the objective here. Unfortunately, Bruce hasn't shown up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk between loading planes here. There's actual loading planes where they load different bits of the terrain. Back and forth. They're invisible to the player, but you just kind of get to know where they are based on lag spikes whenever you cross certain areas. So there's another one just here. And essentially all I'm doing is waiting for Bruce to show up. Come on, Bruce. Bruce. I check my army quickly. I'm hoping one of my guys didn't end up dying. 1, 2, 3. No, we're just... Bruce is just doing his thing today. There we go. So that's just RNG when Bruce decides to show up.
He'd make a top backstabber. What you want to do is to make him bodyguard to a war chief, so you can, well, stab him in the back. Of course, no war chief's going to take on a bodyguard unless he's proved himself, and the place to do that is in the fight pits.
So fun fact about one of the old routes, we used to actually do the fight pits back in the day.
And you'd be a drongo to trust an orc anyway, so
that was before we discovered the Caragor dog, so it was really, really interesting, but yeah, we don't do that anymore for obvious reasons. As it's much faster just to, I don't know, go infiltrate, yeah, sure. Done. Alright, so now that we've done that, this mission here actually unlocks finally. This is our assault. Everyone's in good positions, and that's good. So I could actually have my 3rd captain come into that 2nd slot, but putting him in that 2nd slot actually takes another 15 seconds. Oop, I should have split there, but that's okay. It takes an extra 5 seconds or so to navigate to put him into the slot, and then there's actually 10 to 15 seconds worth of lines that he delivers because he's in the 2nd slot. So avoiding putting him in the 2nd slot is what we basically do. Okay, not a Beastmaster. Yep, nope, we're fine. Cool. So the RNG, basically, we don't want an O-log here, big tanky guys, and we don't want a Beastmaster here. Outside of that, we don't care what kind of overlord it is because we can just glitch him.
Stringing you up, popping at joints and slicing off fingers. That bit's going to drag on forever.
Alrighty. So this is our siege event. And once we basically finish this siege event, the game is over. So, Shadow Strike up here. Immediately dash into this wall. Jump down here. Roll into the center. And then summon our bodyguard. That'll bring him into the center as well. Now these guys do actually slow down the capture rate. Not as much as a captain, obviously, but they do actually slow the King of the Hill capture thing that we're doing, so... We're essentially just in a waiting game here. Because we killed the War Chief, there's no one actually defending this point. Normally there would be, but we've already killed the War Chief, so no one defends this point. So now we go to the second one. We're actually going to go left here, and the reason is because of this. This guy a couple of taps in his butt, grab him. We now have a Caragor. I didn't want to climb this building. Caragors are notorious for being extremely sticky and they love climbing. But we're essentially going to try to glitch on this captain here and perform a Caragor donk like that, so he immediately dies. The interaction is a little weird to explain. I can't really explain it right now because I don't have a lot of energy. But on the actual ASM time, I can easily explain exactly why this works and what happens here. But essentially, it allows us to cheat the game. This has been fairly fast for a capture. I'm keeping the Caragor here because they're way faster than walking. Ah. I pressed the wrong button. That goes well with my sick brain. Alright, we're just going to sprint it then. Because it'll be slower to get back on the Caragor and then get off than sprinting. Come into the door here. Nice and easy. I have to cough again, sorry. Ugh, sorry about that.
How dare you enter Sauron's fortress?
Alright, so bad RNG here, we would still be outside, we'd be fighting still. So we have pretty lenient time. I would say I'd put my submission time at 22 minutes if we include the cutscene at the start. If we don't, then I'd be happy to put my submission time at 20 minutes for this. But essentially, we're just going to grab a Caragor, and time is going to end when the screen fades to black after we kill this war chief. So time will be coming up in 3, 2, 1. There's time. Because essentially, there's no other button inputs. Well, there is actually one other button input that we have to do here to assign our captain, but the moment we do that, a bunch of advertisement for Shadow of War actually pops up. And since I'm the only person who's running this category, because it's such a pain in the ass to get this set up on an account that already owns Shadow of War, that's what I'm calling it, because there's no point. Because the button input is literally just press spacebar twice and you're done. There's no skill or ability to it. So that's it. That's my submission for a short run for ASM. Like I said before, fast runs should be... My fastest run is about 13 minutes, and my slowest run so far has been 20 minutes without the cutscene, or with the cutscene it'll be 22 minutes. I think the cutscene is really funny and it adds a bunch of highlights. So here, for example, is what you have to press. You just keep spamming spacebar, and then we're into a bunch of ads. So that's where I would call the run normally, and I wouldn't even do this. But that's where the demo ends. Done. Demo, and then we get a bunch of ads for Shadow of War, as you can see. Cool. Thanks for watching. Bye.